Hiya, pals! Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news. A royal reopening.
Getting splashed.
Cooley's Clue. Tears and tiaras.
Well, hey there, hi there, ho there, Disney fans, and welcome to another Disneyland Paris show. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear us in echo?
Testing,
because
testing,
something weird
testing.
happened just as we started then. Is it all right, Hugh?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank goodness for that.
I usually try to keep everybody on Disney track, but I'm going to go straight off on a bit of a tangent today. Ooh. First of all, to say that my voice is extremely bad today, so I am going to be sounding a little bit Madge Bishop, for those of us who are old enough to know what that means. Madge Simpson.
Harold!
So we had Madge Bishop, then we had Madge Simpson. Who's the new husky person in pop culture?
Danny Bear.
Now, the fact that I don't know who that
Miley
is probably
Cyrus.
means... Okay, yeah, I might sound
Miley
a bit
Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus.
You know that clip where she's going, it's not the... What's she say? It's not the destination, it's the journey.
Macy Gray.
I try to say goodbye and I choke. Yeah. Okay, so that's first disclaimer is I sound croaky. The second disclaimer, and this is really off, and I don't usually do things like this, but I'm going to do a little proud parent moment, because little old Bonnie Rain, who many of you know from the vlogs, our daughter, she did a dance competition, a 3-day long dance competition. And there was hundreds.
There were breaks. It wasn't like just dancing for 3 days solid.
There was like 400 or 500 entries over all competitors over all the different age groups and categories and all that kind of thing. And at the end of the festival, she won. Just hold on to your hats. It went right up to 18-year-olds.
Right.
And she won most outstanding all-round stage performer of the entire festival.
Is it?
Is it? How good is that? And she's only 9.
Well done, Bonnie.
So she beat all the 16 and 17-year-olds. And it was the all-round bit that I'm proud of.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
all-round.
Good on her.
So she wasn't just good at one thing, she's good at everything. So well done, Bonnie. And I just wanted to share that because we all have those moments.
Well, Bonnie thinks that's good, and you're really proud of her, and I get that. But I got the little Disney Lego castle this week, and I've built it, so that's what I'm proud of.
Priorities. At least yours went back to the yours went back to Disney.
Back on topic. I could talk about Strictly Live because we went and saw that on Friday as well.
Did you?
But Angela Rippon had a bit of a turn midweek, so I didn't get to see Angela Rippon dance, which is a bit of a shame because actually that's what I really wanted. She's my childhood, kind of.
Yeah, my mum was on about Angela Rippon today.
Was she?
Yeah. About she can still get a leg at 135 and she's in her 70s.
She had a massive asthma attack on Wednesday, wherever they were performing on stage, apparently. And they had to get paramedics and sort her out and stuff, so she missed Thursday, Friday in Leeds. But she's back at it now. She's back at it. She's a game girl. Yeah, there you go. And that's Angela Rippon talk, everybody.
Well, we're talking at you, but who's talking back to us, Huey?
What a segue.
Who are they?
All about, please. The Dunn family were first in the chat, but not only are they first in the chat, they're chatting at us from DLP.
Yeah.
No.
Show off.
True
I know.
story.
I know, that's rubbing face in it.
One night at Cheyenne before they move on to the Marvel Hotel. I saw they put in the Facebook group earlier today.
One night in Cheyenne. Second in the chat. So I hope you have a lovely time, Dunn family.
Yes.
And thanks for tuning in still. Gareth Pierce, Think Packs, comes in a close second. Hi all. Hope you're having a good time at the Dunn family. At the Dunn family, says Gareth. Let's start with this one is in the house. Hey everyone, very excited for tonight's show. Please can we discuss the stunning hotel rooms, especially the Sleeping Beauty dress illusion?
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, that's interesting. Laura said it freaks her out.
John says, hey everyone, Emily's here. Evening all, excited for tonight's show. Charlotte says, this time next week, we'll be
millionaires.
Watching from DLP. It's another one. Bonnie's in the chat as herself this week. And there she is in her PJ Masks outfit. If you look at the thumbnail, she's wearing an Owlette costume from when she was, 3?
PJ
Four,
Masks
I
with
think.
the PJ Masks.
When
To
she,
split hairs.
when she loved PJ
Night
Masks.
time is the right time to fight crime.
Oh dear. I'm glad we don't have to watch that anymore.
Me too.
Hi to Kelfie. Not been here for a few weeks. Kelfie,
Hi, Kelfie.
we've noticed and we've missed you. Still trying to get my head around Japan planning. Oh,
There's
so
been a Kelf-
jealous.
Planning.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we've done that before.
Probably, but I didn't. So. It's more your thing, that.
It is actually. I was a bit annoyed that I hadn't thought of it, but I'm sure I have thought of it actually. Yeah, I think so. Louise is here, posting from. Listen to this. Louise says, "Hi everyone, posting from Disney Cruise Line in Australia."
What?
And you've got a signal.
What?
Wowzer!
Wow.
Hi to. Oh, you're having a lovely.
Someone bought the Wi-Fi package.
Lovely time on board. Hi to Daisy and Jimmy and I said Jimmy, but it's Jimmy. Jimmy and Ed is here and Lisa. Just been watching Sam for God's DLH tour. This is the Disneyland Hotel. She does some of the best Disney vlogs. I feel second only, I think, to mine.
Say what you really think. I watched Sam for God's couple of videos she's brought out this week about the Disneyland Hotel, and they were really good. So check them out if you want to see what it's all about. I agree.
She's great.
Ed
Friend
Swan,
of the
by the
show.
way, just quickly. Ed
Friend of the
Swan
show.
is a new Disney Street pal over on Patreon as well. Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Ed.
You're entitled to a shout out on the show, so if you want a voice from Hugh, bang it in the chat, and we'll make him work.
Yeah. It's good if it's like something I can do.
Make it difficult.
Or something I really can't do.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's ones in the middle. And it's just a bit sad, isn't it?
Yeah. Unless you want Nicolas Cage, of course, and then
That's Lucy's gig,
your,
yeah.
your girl.
Who else we got? Lauren's in the house, as is Kira, just back from one night at the DLP Hotel, which was ... very disappointing.
We want to hear about that.
Was relieved to leave and will certainly never stay again.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Was it love at first sight?
Can you send us a trip report and we'll talk that over? That sounds interesting.
Did she put up a fight?
You wanted us to sing desperately there.
I really did.
Desperate for it.
I was going to say, was the bed stained with something that rhymes with fight, but I won't.
We've no standards on this show.
The Scottish variation of the swear word. Hi to Roz. Got back last week from DLP. Amazing 18th birthday trip for Daisy.
Got your trip report as well, Roz.
Happy birthday, Daisy. Do you know, like last week I said, it seems like everyone's going suddenly. Well, now it seems like everyone's been.
There. Oh, been all there, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mercedes is here from Chat Disney and says, hey. 3 more sleeps until DLP. So we've still got people going. I would say send us a trip report, but you'll no doubt be doing one on your own show. So
Come here and plug it.
Well, yeah, do that. We'll direct people there. Yeah. Hello to Lucy. I guess Bonnie switched back to you.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah, she did. She got fed up with the laptop and went back onto the iPad.
Okay.
As you were, people. As you were.
All right. Hi to Disney Bride 2013. And Michelle's here. Hi from Buxton. Went DLP shopping today for a coat, just in case it rains when I go in a few weeks. 16 days.
16 days.
It's good when you're going shopping for holiday stuff, isn't it? I like the mundane stuff. Like I like shopping for the 30 SPF Malibu. And when we went to Disney World in February last year, it's very difficult to get.
Continue.
Just smash your brand new phone.
It's fast though. It's so fast as that phone. And the battery life when you throw it on the floor is incredible.
Only just plugged it in. It's at 43%.
Is this the thing? I found it harder to find a higher SPF sunscreen early in the year last year, in like January.
I don't know if it's a thing.
I don't know. It's probably not a thing, but it seemed like it was a thing because I looked in 3 places and it was all like up to 20 max, and I need 30.
What 3 places did you look in?
B&M.
Okay.
Boots.
Yeah.
And maybe
Superdrug.
Maybe Superdrug. Yeah. We got one of those.
There we go.
Cartier is here.
Think it's a thing.
And Cartier, have we got your address to send you these things yet? Have we got Cartier's address?
Yeah, post it in the chat and we'll read it out to everybody. How's that for an idea? I haven't checked. I think your address is on Patreon, so I need to check that out. I've just had a busy weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm on it. I'll reach out to you, Cartier, separately.
Lisa wants Kira to do a trip report on this DLP issue. We're booked for October, so a few people will be a bit nervous. Hi to voiceover guy, literally just back from skiing in the French Alps.
Nice.
109 days to Walt Disney World.
What factor, Santan, did you use for your skiing trip, guy?
Didn't we ascertain that maybe we were there at the same time?
Yes, I think within days, certainly.
Ascertain?
Well, we're going on the 29th of May. I don't necessarily tell that to the whole world, do I?
End of May.
End of May.
And hello to Emma and Katie, long-time listener, first-time liver. If you read that wrong, it says liver. And I'll just round up. We got Helen and Andrew and John, Hilda, Faye, Tracy. Is that everyone? Kerry? Pauline? I think that's everyone. If I missed anyone, I do apologise. I love you.
Sorry, who's going in 109 days?
Voiceover guy.
Voiceover guy. We're going in 113 days. I've just checked my
counter.
What
SPF 50 when he was skiing in the French Alps, just so that you know.
50?
Yeah.
My kind of guy.
Skiers wear that kind of like war paint sunblock, don't they?
Yeah. I'd wear 50 quite happily. If me and Bonnie, because Lucy can look after herself. If we come back the same colour that we left, I see that as a success. Whereas a lot of people like to have a tan. I don't want a tan. Well, I can't have one. I just go red. Anyway, that's who's in the chat. Should we do some news?
Yeah.
Bomb.
Okay, let's start with a little. Let me see. I don't want to start with the beefy news. You don't want to give everything. What to say? Sell the whole shop window. You don't want to do that.
No.
So let's go with getting splashed. This is a little half news because I feel like this is probably going to be followed up next week and the week after. Is that they've started to put the full splash of colour season decorations up. So this starts on the 10th of February. This is why I'm saying this is probably going to escalate. We will have more news shortly. However, there's a few things. They've put medallions on the station. And it's got Tinkerbell and... What was Tinkerbell's sister? Periwinkle. Tinkerbell and Periwinkle.
That's like a quiz question, that.
It does. Do you know, we will talk.
I would get wrong.
We'll talk about that shortly. And then they've got all sorts of where the Garden of Wonders were. We were all like, "Oh no, we don't want to see the Garden of Wonders go." Well, don't worry, because they're replacing them with, I don't want to say similar sculptures because they're completely different sculptures, but they fill the same hole, if that makes sense. They've got some nice, big, colourful, unusual, artistic sculptures going in there. They've also got a nice lighting package for after night time.
AstroTurfy looking things.
I was going to throw this over to Hugh in that kind of, well, I'm going to get him some pictures, but to finish off these new sculptures, instead of going into kind of like gravelly areas like it did before, they've bedded them in AstroTurf in fake grass.
Ugh.
Which I know upsets
Colourful
you.
Fake grass. It doesn't look nice.
Well, doesn't it?
In the pictures, it doesn't look nice. I kind of like the splatty effect of it, kind of.
Oh, well, that's like a different... Yeah, that's a slightly different thing. That's in the planters, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they've done that thing where they spray succulents certain colours, and then they've just got like shapes of AstroTurf.
Shapes of AstroTurf.
But they'd actually kind of like... You know how a Christmas tree has got a skirt on it? You know, a tree skirt? A lot of these sculptures have got AstroTurf skirts, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to there's a few things I can get up right now. First of all, we've got a trailer for a sneak peek at one of the floats for the new parade. So I'm going to put that under the close-up camera.
Okay.
But first of all, I'm going to try and get a picture of the AstroTurf to show Hugh. So if you want to describe what you've seen. Yeah.
Describe what I've seen. Well, actually, DLP Report have obviously they've always got people there. They've got eyes on the ground, and they posted a picture yesterday from the Frozen suite and basically said, look at this, the best view in DLP, and this is what you pay for. But you can see right down Main Street, and you can see all the big ornate, colourful things hanging up on either side that are bringing this splash of colour, and it starts with the cogs that we had for the 30th that have been repurposed with like stained glass on either side, and then I'm not sure what's going on in the middle one. Have you seen it? It looks like reflective, but the concept art had the Wish Princess on it, didn't it? But it looks kind of reflective, but like it's not showing anything. I just wonder whether it's going to be,
if it's some kind of lenticular that we can't see in a photo, perhaps.
Or something that's not there yet, or something that can be.
Yeah,
like a screen
it might have
rear
projection built into it, might it? Something like that. Yeah,
potentially. I guess we'll see.
It's surprisingly floral. Because I'd seen a lot of stuff that was like art based. It was all paint pots and stuff like that. But there's massive sunflowers. There's a lot of greenery. Anyway, what we've got here is this is released by Disney. Yeah, Disney. PR department. So this
that's the wrong one. Hang on, here we go.
So this is like a trailer for the. I'll turn it that way, shall I? Yeah. This is a sneak peek at the floats for the new parade, and I love them.
They do look really cool.
Really cool. Really kind of look, you've got like cubist stuff, and I like the black and white element, and then you really get the splash of colour because it's black and white. This is the thing about doing a season like a splash of colour. If it really makes pop, most of it has to not be colourful so that the colour pops, and I like it a lot. Obviously, they're not giving us the full effect. These are all close-ups because it's meant to be a teaser. Attacks, yeah, it does.
I thought the exact thing, yeah. Or there was the show called Zap, which was like for hearing impaired kids, so it was mostly visual. And Neil Buchanan was in that.
It was like a sketch show type thing, wasn't it?
But he played a character who drew. He drew against like a white void, but then there was something white there that you couldn't see, but he drew around the outline, so it became 3D, and it reminds me of that.
This I'm going to give this courtesy of DLP Report. We always recommend that you follow DLP Report on Twitter. They are an excellent news service. But this is just to show Hugh.
Trying not to get the.
Right. Now the thing is that this is currently being constructed, and I don't think that is up to Disney's standards. So I'm hoping
temporary.
I'm hoping that they'll be able to like stitch these. They'll do some magic to get rid of these joins, these hems
big
and stuff.
Stitches, that'd be good. Like
well, I mean, if they've made it really obvious, that's one way to go. But I think that looks a bit lazy there, and I was very like, oh, no.
It's not real turf that hasn't bedded in yet, is it?
It doesn't look like it to me, the way it curls at the edge.
It's got creases.
It does, doesn't it?
And but we can also see some of the sculptures there. Those are the big sunflowery ones. I'm going to get some more to show you shortly. For listeners, that was down by the side of the where they do the projections from on Main Street. No, not on Main Street, on the hub. And they've got some big sunflowers next to it. This is one that I really like in Town Square. That's kind of, it's going for a Frozen feel, isn't it? It's like a Frozen fountain, but it's weird kind of foliage, and I don't know, that's a very strange sculpture to me, but I like it.
But it does feel a bit more like the Garden of Wonders sort of
it does
feel to it than those sunflowers that are just look like tacky sunflowers. Is it just me?
Oh well, no, I've seen quite a lot of this stuff now, and I think a lot of it looks quite nice. Maybe that example of the sunflowers wasn't the best one. I'm just trying to find the here we go, last thing.
Oh yeah, these are the things that I was talking about.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, they're good. So they've got these dotted around various different colours, like splats of paint around
so
the hub. They look really good.
This is real foliage. They've done that thing where they kind of... Oh, I don't think they have painted succulents. I think they're actually pansies, aren't they?
I'm not sure.
And then they've added this coloured astroturf to create the splashes. I like that.
They're just very vibrant colours, aren't they?
I particularly like that with the castle in the background. And yeah. Good.
I'm interested. It's piqued my interest.
So this is all on its way. Kira says the giant flowers look less terrible in real life, but it does look very fake.
Yeah.
I think they are going for fake. I think they're going for... well, cartoonness, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
They're going for suggestions of rather than looking like real sunflowers. I think that would be terrible if they tried to look like real sunflowers. But yeah.
There we go.
I think DLP do this really well when they decorate that hub area, when they get a theme. And I've got faith that will look better in real life. I was just a bit upset at the AstroTurf.
So do we think that'll hang around through Halloween, or do you think they will strip that all out for Halloween before they go into the holiday period?
We do have a date for this when this runs, and I think it butts up to Halloween.
Yeah,
so I think it's gone. I don't think it's gonna. And
Mm.
then whether it comes back next year, I don't know.
I'm just all this stuff. I'm quite excited about it, and I would love to see it, but I'm going to miss it all by a couple of weeks, which is a bit of a shame.
Kerry's asking what this is in front of us. She says, "Is it a little Tykes play school from the 80s? It's a Fisher-Price play family school, and it's the thing I ding with when someone gets something wrong, which I kept secret for about 3 years, and people had to try and guess what it was. And frustratingly, one of our listeners had this in their house, and they still didn't guess."
Yes, Andrew
what it
Palmer.
was. It was Andrew.
You did.
We've got someone to add to the list. Derek is listening. Got a rare Sunday off. Getting to watch live from Minnesota, so that goes on the list.
Ooh.
Can I scratch that off now?
No, you can scratch off Hawaii.
Okay.
Because I'm going to start working down the list.
I was going to try
This is
and
our
find
listeners-
Minnesota as quick as I could on a very blank American map.
This is our listeners list.
Oh, do we have an island for Hawaii, or do I scratch off all the islands?
All the islands.
Okay.
Here we go. Get a move on. This isn't great for a podcast.
See, I don't feel like that's made a dent, really, because it's out in the Pacific. It's not like, oh, yay, look, I've got rid of that big chunk.
Yeah, it's a bit different, isn't it?
Kira says, before a proper report, the refurbishment needs a refurb. Toilets that were blocked, bathroom doors didn't close, plugs that didn't work, and the lifts were as creaky as Newport.
Goodness me. No, maybe I'd like to say this is snagging, but
Newport Bay.
Newport Bay.
Yeah.
Oh dear. All this talk of toilets is making me thirsty.
Hey, ole, it's showtime! All together! Your tiki 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 cup in your tiki 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 cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, now drink it up from your tiki 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 cup.
Chris, today we're having strawberry and kiwi, zero sugar Fanta, #, not sponsored.
You said it was mango and kiwi.
I didn't.
Ooh.
I didn't.
And I'm having pink lemonade.
I thought I said...
When you
Oh, hang on. I think I said watermelon.
Oh, you might have said watermelon.
Is it only strawberry?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Still, it'll be nice. Do you know what though? Those of you who might have seen my shorts. If anybody who saw my shorts,
It's very strawberry.
this week. Oliver, for his birthday, got a slush puppy ice cream maker, and I've been trying to make pineapple whip. Now, my first batch didn't go very well, but I've brought my second batch here today so that we can see what it's like. I haven't even tried it yet. Well, I had the slightest little taste when it first came out. But Hugh, do you fancy going to the freezer?
Let's get it out of the freezer. Then we'll do a bit of news. And then we'll have some. Then we'll do some more news, and then we'll try my new hot sauce.
Oh, what?
While Hugh's doing that, I'm going to tell you what's happening after the show today.
Oh, yeah.
Because we are celebrating the return of, I don't know if there's a jingle for this, Quisney Street.
Hang on. No, there isn't.
Okay.
I haven't got it on here anyway.
So this is, so on our Patreon show today, we are doing 10 questions, Disney quiz. We're going to chat as well. We're going to talk about things I don't usually do in between, but it's going to be augmented with a little Disney quiz. So if you want to join in a Disney quiz, you can be a Patreon member and you get an extra 20 minutes on a Sunday night. And if you miss that 20 minutes, you also get it sent directly to them, don't they? They can watch it, can't they?
Watch it, and we make all the EMTs into podcasts as well for our Patreon subscribers. So if you don't want to watch it, you can listen to it also.
It's just a win-win-win-win-win situation.
I have nothing better to do
really.
with my time than convert all these things afterwards.
Absolutely. And I had a lot of fun writing a Disney quiz this afternoon. So, how is this pineapple whip looking?
Well, it's right here. Let's have a look. It's not very whippy, I will admit that, but it was when I poured it out. Let's see what its texture's not bad. Don't it? I'm impressed. Hey,
We've got some. We got some of the. I saw this happy face, sad face, tiki glass thing on Loki. I already had them, but I was like, those are the ones I've got.
I was on the first series, wasn't it? Quite early on.
But they also use them in the Polynesian, don't they, I think?
Yeah.
Or somewhere. We've had them in Disney World. Yay! Thank you.
Look at that, he says, listeners.
Look at it. It's all ice creamy and... Is it pineapple-y? That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, yeah.
Is it good?
It's nice.
All right.
Looks like we've got a Dole Whip.
It's cold.
Yeah, ice cream.
That is very nice.
It's not
Chris,
bad at all,
actually.
is it? The reason it isn't mango, for those of you obviously wondering why it isn't mango.
Yeah, because that's the show's flavour.
Yes.
Official flavour.
The reason it's not mango is I sent Laura to the shop to get the mango and she came back with pineapple, so it ended up being pineapple. There wasn't any mango, and I said didn't want us to come back empty-handed, so I said, no mango, get pineapple.
It's
For the
very good.
record,
It's good.
Are you going
I
to
prefer pineapple.
Are you going to give us the recipe on a short?
I could do that, yeah. I can definitely
Wouldn't
do
that
that.
be good?
I'll try that.
Nice.
It could be a little sweeter, I think. It's lacking in sweetness somewhat.
I like it, and I'm
I see that,
a
but
sweet tooth, but no, it's
very
good.
creamy.
It's good, man.
Cooley's Clue. Right. What's going on here is we've got a closing date. We know that Studio One is due for a big gutted out refurb, don't we? In the studios. And we've now got a closing date for Restaurant de Cooley's.
Okay.
And Diz Twitter are using this as kind of a clue as to when Studio One will close.
I mean, I think that's probably a safe bet, isn't it?
So the closing date for Restaurant en Coulisses is 25th of April.
Oh.
Now, it's very feasible that they can keep... The problem is it's a thoroughfare, isn't it? And it's got a big shop in it. So they might stagger it. They could close off that side because it'd be very easy to block off that side if they had work to do in there, just so that they didn't lose the thoroughfare and they didn't lose the shop. However, it may also be that they just go, right, that's it, boom, done. And 25th of April, all of Studio One's shut. But I don't think the closing of Restaurant en Coulisses is the biggest news in the world because it's a very functional place, isn't it? But what it implies is big.
Yeah, and we've just got some semblance of stability in the studios, and we're about to make this massive change. And I get it, I do. But
well,
yeah, it's later in the year than I thought it was going to be. Actually,
the thing is, we've always had a food distribution problem in the studios. Big style, and particularly when they were building Avengers Campus, there was just nowhere left to eat, and so that Restaurant en Coulisses was pretty much your only sort of decent option going, where everyone could just sit and get what they wanted to eat: chicken nuggets, bad burger, etc. However, now you've got what's the superhero cafe where we failed to get a massive chocolate bar?
Super Diner.
The Super Diner. You've got Iron Man's, the big Iron Man restaurant. I'm not doing
Stark
well.
Factory.
Stark Factory. Thank you.
Pim Kitchen before you try to name.
You see, I don't know if Pim Kitchen will be affected by this because that is a sit-down buffet restaurant, isn't it? Whereas you've got two big capacity. Well, you've got one big capacity quick service and a small capacity quick service that we didn't have.
Yeah,
18
pretty
months
much
ago.
always the carts there now as well, isn't there?
There is, which for a
food
long
stuff,
time after the pandemic, that was a shocking development in that they just didn't come back, and it was
Hollywood and Lime that just serves chips.
Laugh and Go.
Was it the Hollywood and Lime that cart?
Yeah.
It sounds really grand.
a
and then
cone of chips.
you look at the menu and it's just chips. Because one day we couldn't get anything to eat anywhere, and we had a cone of chips, and it was a miserable time.
Oh, I had poutine on Friday. It was amazing.
Oh, I love poutine so much.
Still haven't had poutine.
Chips, gravy, and cheese.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
Okay, so that's mini news. Now my next, excuse me.
We had a request from Ed,
Oh,
who wants Patrick Warburton to thank him for joining our Patreon
Good choice.
Patreon service as a patron. And he would say, he would say,
Ed, thanks for joining us. As a Disney pal, it really means a lot to us. Thank you.
nah.
All right.
It could be better.
Yeah.
So-
you've done it better. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna-
it's quite hard to get that low sometimes.
This week at the my voice has really just gone suddenly. This week at the Disneyland Paris Hotel,
Oh yeah.
we have
Is that
had
open again, is it?
the grand reopening media weekend. This is where they do all the bells and whistles and all the sexy stuff for the cameras.
We are going to come on to that bit of news, about the makeover stuff. We'll just in case you're wondering.
We'll get to that.
Did you see? Did you see? Right. You're going to talk about stuff. Talk about stuff, and I'll come in at the right time. How's
Okay.
that? I'll do that. I'll come in at the right time.
So it
I'll wait
was.
for my cue.
They had what do they call them? Step and stop or whatever for all the celebrities in the foyer.
Step and stop.
A stop and chat.
Stop. No. When they have a backdrop that celebrities go over
Meet
at one
and
at a
greet.
time.
Steppenwolf.
I don't know
I
what
think
that's
it's a
called.
step and stop, honestly. I do. You in the chat know what I mean, don't you? So the
stop.
celebrities go over, they get the photo taken, they show the backless dress, and then they carry on walking.
Oh,
I think
right,
It's called a
okay.
step and stop.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it?
But the only photo, so I saw pictures of this, but the only person I saw actually on it was Natasha Rafalski.
Ah.
So in my head, it's like this really wonderful narcissistic exercise where she just points loads of tripoded cameras at herself and then kind of like poses for a bit.
Tracy says, "Is it a step in time?"
Natasha
Natasha Falky step in time.
So, yeah, they really went all out in terms of there was loads of characters mingling the lobby throughout the entire weekend. There was lots of princesses everywhere. On one of the highest balconies in the main lobby, they had the fairy godmother sprinkling fairy dust down. Oh. But then it's just occurred to me as I said that she doesn't sprinkle fairy dust. So what the heck was she doing?
I don't know, but did you see that?
She was emptying her
'Cause
ashtray.
It was all projected, wasn't it? There was projection mapping on the front of the hotel.
Oh,
at that point in
that's a
time.
whole different thing. We're getting to that. Go on, you get
I
to
have
that.
to tell you because it just really tickled me. DLP report. Did you see their report on this?
There was a dude on the balcony.
Yeah, guy stood on the balcony of his hotel room on his phone whilst all the projection mapping was happening.
Oh.
Yeah, so they finished the evening
How
with
do
a
they
big
stop that from happening, though?
Can't.
project. Well, I don't think that this is a permanent show that's going to happen on that hotel. This was for the grand reopening weekend, so it's only a one-off.
He's ruined. He's done it now.
Yeah. So there's a projection mapping show and a pyrotechnic show and a big stage put in front of it, and the fairy godmother got up and blessed the castle and all that kind of thing. All big bells and whistles. They had a grand reopening ball where pretty much every kind of royal face character you can think of came down the grand staircase and did a big thing. Yeah, it looks good. And then, of course, they invited lots of media to stay in the hotel. So we have had lots of feedback and photos as to the rooms in a lot more detail than we had last week, because we just got more snippets of it. However, most of it I think I did cover last week, except the one effect that you mentioned earlier. I don't think we knew about that last week.
Oh, the Sleeping Beauty dress, yeah. There seems to be a lot of lighting effects in the rooms and things, isn't there?
So what is that effect then?
Well, there's a dress in what I'm guessing is the Sleeping Beauty suite. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. So the dress is there, and you can make it pink and make it blue. It changes colour.
It's in like a cabinet,
Yeah.
isn't it?
But
Yeah.
Laura found it really freaky when she was looking at it. Like things like that are great, but do you want them in your room where you're going to sleep? That's the only thing I'm not sure about. But I think bells and whistles probably you do. Probably.
Bonnie says, is it a laugh and go you were referring to?
Yes, it
Which
is.
is a little in joke for park goers at Disney Paris.
Yeah, the celebrities they stop and get cheese thrust at them.
Yeah.
Take a picture with
Or
some
they
cheese.
queue up for ages just to see their order go to someone else and then go up and say, excuse me, I was waiting for that, just to be told you need to queue up, and then you desperately go, I did queue up.
I like to think that that's how they do photograph celebrities, though. Instead of a step and stop, they just have to stand there and tell a joke and then go. That's how it should be. Laugh and go. I agree, Bonnie. Good. So, yeah, other than, I mean, they had some swanky swag. The lanyards had actual kind of like metal medallion encrusted badges on them and looked all good. They've got the special magic pass, especially for that hotel, and there's like the brochure that goes. Apparently they're going to be for everybody who stays there, but they were showing them all off. But it was a lot of what we talked about last week, but in a more glossy format, I think is what I'm trying to say, which is why I'm not going to dwell on it too much. But I must have taken my eye off the sky a bit because Hugh spotted some salacious Disney news that I had missed on my trawl.
I'm trying to find it now because, I first saw it on the Disneyland Paris Show. What would you call it?
Facebook
page. Group. So I'm trying to find the original post, and I can't. Here we go. Lauren said. Lauren said it, and Pamela said it as well. Hearing reports, says Pamela, that my royal dream has now been reserved for DLH guests only, and booking can now only be made 30 days in advance. But all existing reservations will be honoured. And Lauren said, I've just read in another Disney Facebook page that the Disney Royal Dream experience is now only available to guests of the Disneyland Hotel due to people abusing the system. Because there was talk of people like booking it just so they can gain access to the hotel.
Buy all the merchandise from the shop.
Buy merchandise and
eBay.
And then not actually even going to the appointment.
Yeah. Okay.
You know who you are. Stop doing it.
So we were talking about this last week. This is the...
and I was kind of talking about abusing the system, though, because I was like, well, if we get a reservation for that, it's a win-win. Bonnie gets to do it, and
but you would
we
not
might
go, though.
We might have a little nose around. But we were definitely going to use the appointment.
Yeah.
We weren't going to...
And you weren't going to go and buy up all the Spirit jerseys or whatever were there and sell them on eBay either, were you?
This is like Paris's Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique version, isn't it?
I wonder how it is with the spa. Because I do love me a spa and a massage and a facial and all that kind of thing. And I think it's probably going to be ridiculously priced. I haven't found out yet. But it's the kind of thing that if I was there on my birthday, I might treat myself to that.
Yeah.
But if they're going to restrict things like that for hotel guests, it makes me think that all these facilities might end up being restricted in one way or another, which must be quite short-sighted.
We can't have anything nice, can we?
Money's money at the end of the day, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There's always a few people who spoil it for everybody.
It makes it incredibly hierarchical, doesn't it? The whole Disney experience now.
Emma
it makes it very locked door.
Royal Dream and the Royal Buffet only for hotel guests. The spa is still open for non-guests, but they're being escorted to the spa and not allowed anywhere else in the hotel. Oh,
how magical!
A nice relaxing trip, escorted to the spa.
Have they got royal soldiers to do it?
Yeah, at least keep it themed.
I want you to do that handcuffed, please. I want to reenact an entire Rapunzel tangled
tied
thing
to a stake as they
yeah, please.
In other news, the Dunn family just picked up a Soca Loungefly, €13.
What?
All right.
Oh,
I've never heard of such a cheap
non-Disneyland
loungefly.
Buy 20,
Paris.
put them on eBay.
In non-Disneyland Paris news, they have released the nicest DVC Loungefly in blue that I think I'm gonna have to get next time. Just
so, because before you could just walk into it. Can you not just walk in at all anymore?
Nope.
Because as Tracy says, looking around other hotels is part of the holiday for us.
Yeah.
In Florida, that's absolutely you could spend a day just going around the resorts.
Every time we do, we have half a day where it's like, should we just wander around the boardwalk and go to beach club and don't we?
Yeah.
All the time, and then just sit in the lobbies. It's lovely.
If you come to Paris for the first time, having experienced that in other parks, don't expect it.
No.
Don't expect it. We kind of.
I mean, you can go in all the others. It's only Disneyland Hotel.
The Marvel Hotel at first.
At first they were, yeah.
And then it opened up a bit. So
also
you never know
remember
when the mad rush is out of the way and it's not so new. It might become a little bit more open.
Remember with the Marvel one, because we went and nosed around at that point in history, but it was just post-pandemic.
Yeah.
So when we went in, what we were actually showing was we'd got wristbands to say that we didn't have to temperature check and all that kind of thing. So even though I do think they were being a little bit protective of the product, it didn't feel like that when we went. It felt like a COVID thing. Yeah. Because we'd had our ear buzzed on the way in and stuff like that. This is just a little bit gross to me. I am a socialist at heart. As much as I partake in capitalism with a lot of enthusiasm, stuff like this really kind of sticks in my throat a bit. And also the fact that it's so geared towards children, but it's like children of parents who can. Do you know what I mean? That never feels good to me.
It doesn't feel like somewhere. Having watched Sam for God's videos, it doesn't feel like somewhere that my kids would enjoy.
Oh, does it not?
No. Because it's not. It doesn't feel like somewhere you can run about and do stuff, and it all feels very corporate-y to me. The lounges and everything, they just feel a bit too,
Thing
too
is,
corporate for me.
To make all this this might disappear in months and years to come, because to make all this make sense, they need to be selling that hotel out. Otherwise, why restrict facilities? Why restrict the gift shop of all things? Do you know what I mean? They want to be selling this stuff.
The problem with the gift shop is it's a bit of a trek into the hotel, isn't it?
It's opposite
like
inventions.
Just as you go in, you've got to wander about to get to it. I mean, suppose that's the same in Sequoia to a certain extent, isn't it? But you don't just walk through the door and it's there.
Cheryl says, we have spare time before our cruise, so I was planning to do a day around hotels in Florida. It's a good idea. Dunn family, while we were taking pics outside, the security was looking at us, making sure we didn't enter. But when the doors opened, it did smell lovely.
Dumb family, you should do that thing that people do when they're not allowed inside buildings and go up to the glass and press your mouth against it and blow massive. You know,
like the little boy on Santa Claus the movie.
Oh,
when
yeah.
do you know right in the middle of the film where there's just literally a McDonald's advert, and it's cut into all these families like eating the chips and the burgers and having a great time, all smiles. It's like it's a proper advert in the middle of a film.
Did we talk about that at Christmas?
Yeah, because someone on Twitter was saying, like, what's the most blatant advertising in a film that you've seen? What's it called? Product placement. And mine was that. But there's the little orphan boy at the window just looking at the people. It reminds me of that.
I want to sit outside the front door like Phoebe outside Monica's restaurant going, when I play for me. I don't need your charity, thank you. I make a real mess of myself.
The security at DLH will kill you.
I've eaten all that ice cream. I've just eaten a few tubs myself.
I am enjoying it. It is good. So that's all the news we've got between that.
Oh.
We're going to see how this DLH story transpires. Who was it who stayed for one night and will never go back?
It was Kira.
Big Kira.
Kira, we would very much like
it began with a K, but I was like,
we would
Kira,
very much
Kira.
like a trip report from you if possible. We do want Kira there. It was me. Hello, Kira.
Good night, dumb family.
Sleep tight.
Sweet dreams.
So
what time is it there?
If you could drop us that, we'd really appreciate it to hear it is. And if I know we've got other people going,
10
if you've had amazing, wonderful experiences, tell us those as well, because this is really something that we're not going to experience certainly in the near future. So we'd love to be able to report back on how it is. So give us your knowledge.
Yeah.
Right, that's all I've got for news. So over to one of you guys.
I've got some trip reports and stuff. Should I jump in with that?
Yeah.
Audience trip roundup.
Do you want to get some hot sauce while he does that?
Ooh.
I've got it.
Okay.
I need to get crackers though.
I have got a pre-trip report today from Stuart Shelley. Get this. Hi, guys. Ooh. Lucy's pushing my buttons. Hi, guys. I've been a long time Disney World goer, but I've never been to DLP. My 4-year-old son is a big Spider-Man fan, so I thought 2024 was the perfect time to take him on his first Disney trip. So I secretly booked a 2-night trip for March, travelling on Eurostar and staying at the Art of Marvel Hotel. I decided to surprise both my wife and my son with my special reveal on Christmas morning, which I thought you would appreciate. Needless to say, there were a lot of tears and excitement. Thanks for the continued DLP content. It's been fun going through a lot of the podcasts and YouTube videos to help us prepare. Stu, and he sent us a copy of the letter, and this is addressed from the Avengers Tower, 200 Park Avenue, Manhattan, New York, USA.
Ooh.
Flynn and family. It's Spider-Man here. I've been asked by the Avengers to invite you to come and be part of the team. On their redacted date in March, you'll head to London to board our Avengers Super Train, which will take you all the way to our superhero training facility at Disneyland Paris. You will be staying with us for 2 nights in our state-of-the-art Avengers Hotel, where you will get the chance to meet some of the Avengers team and learn all about what it takes to be an Avenger. You'll also get to spend 3 days in the Disneyland Paris theme parks to experience all the Disney magic and that they're so well known for. To prepare you for the journey ahead, I've got you a special present which should help you get ready for the adventure ahead. So get planning, keep getting stronger and faster, and we'll see you in March, Spidey. And then there's like a box of lots of little gifts and things, Spider-Man-y gifts. How cool is that?
Oh, please put that on the close-up thing, because that is so cool.
I shall. Oh.
That's so amazing for Spider-Man to send something like that. That's so kind.
That was good of him to take time out of his crime-fighting business to do that, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he's a good egg, is Spider-Man.
He is a good egg.
He's your friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man.
He is.
There you are. So thanks for that, Stu.
Do you remember when he got like fully kidnapped by Tony Stark on the street? That's not acceptable. Like a teenage boy being kidnapped by a billionaire.
It's out of order, isn't it?
It's not good.
Really out of order.
I forgot about. We've not seen Nachosaurus for a while, have we?
Oh, it's Nachosaurus.
He's Crackosaurus today, though.
I kind of like that name better.
So we've got Nachosaurus and his little volcanic bowl, and we're going to put some
It looks
hot
like a
sauce
dog bowl, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a bit. So this new sauce, Chris.
Yeah.
It's another recipe I had. It's a tomatoey one, but it had like 1 chipotle chili in it, and I thought that doesn't sound like a lot, so I put a Carolina Reaper in there as well.
And how strong is it?
I'd only give it 3 chilies.
3 chilies
out of 5.
Okay.
The recipe required 12 cloves of garlic.
Yes.
And when I say that our house was permeated with garlic for at least 4 days
it's actually
afterwards.
6, but I doubled it up, so I made twice as much. So it was 6 cloves of garlic per 1 chipotle chili. So
it engulfed the house. The smell of garlic.
It did for quite a bit. Anyway,
should I go in big or should I go in?
This isn't my favourite one, but not too big.
Like that big?
Yeah, that'll be alright.
This big.
What do you think?
This big.
We're just
Hi, Mel.
munching.
Yeah, you can listen to that. Mel's just arrived saying hi, late to the party tonight, and then all she'll hear is your mandibles clacking. Right. Shall I do
got a bite
some?
at the end of it.
Do you want me to read a trip report while you?
If you like. Well,
if you save your voice, I'll do it.
I'll tell you what.
It's just because you're eating.
That's right. Well, I can do one. I can do one as well if you like. Do you?
Yeah.
Me?
You do one, Chris.
Okay. This one has come from Roz. Actually.
Sorry, I don't know what Bonnie's hashtag is about. Bonnie has said hashtag let the wind watch.
Let the wind watch.
What's that? I like it though.
It's pretty windy. I'm going big now, right before I do a trip report. So.
Let the wind watch. Was that something from last week?
Maybe.
Because it was windy.
It's windy outside.
It's a reference to something from before.
Right, I've gone quite big on that chili. This could be a big mistake. Okay, this is a trip report for Daisy's 18th birthday. Roz mentioned in the chat earlier that they've just got back. 3 nights at the Hotel Cheyenne for Mum Daisy, 18, Dan, 14, and Angus, 12. The hotel was clean, well situated, and really quiet. Great not having that queue for the lift after the fireworks, as the hotel only has 2 stories with stair access. Loads of power sockets, more than Sequoia Lodge. That's true. Arrived in the park late afternoon, 25th of January. Small world first stop after walking through the castle and Daisy touching a certain brick to the right of the entrance. A family tradition that she has done for every trip since she was 2. This is trip number 13.
Ah.
Wearing a birthday sash and ears gave her the pixie dust. She was offered where to sit on rides and private boat trips. Lots of interaction with cast members from the minute we set foot in the park, with birthday wishes from everyone. Interaction at the parades was priceless, with happy birthday wishes from so many of the characters each day. Never fails to light up the face of anyone young or old to get a shout out and attention. It was priceless. She was able to buy her first alcoholic drink, and where better than the champagne cart on Main Street, too right. She even treated her mum too. We tried to get into the DLH, but it was like Fort Knox, with only hotel guests being allowed entry. Got chatting to a family in the queue to meet the Mandalorian, who were staying there, and they said it was amazing, but they agreed security was high. Unfortunately, we weren't offered a guided tour by them. Oh, that would have been nice, wouldn't it? Befriend a guest. Maybe that probably still won't work, will it? Characters. We had so many interactions this trip, and there seemed to be more characters around the parks. Jack Sparrow was wandering around Adventure Isle. Mando was a new one for us, and Grogu was a huge hit. We also met Piglet, Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Eeyore, Tigger, Rabbit, Pluto, and interacted with Ariel, Snow White, Wendy, and Peter Pan as we walked in and out of cast member entrances. All had a happy birthday for the special girl. We did a character dinner at Plaza Gardens, and having heard a few negative stories, I was really impressed. The staff were attentive, characters went round multiple times, and were happy to sign our photo frame inserts for framing with a photo. The food was lovely, lots of choice, and I think it was the only time the boys had any vegetables. Cast members made sure you'd had the interactions you wanted and came around to check if a character had missed you. We had Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Eeyore, Tigger, and Pluto. In my opinion, the better characters are there at dinner rather than at breakfast. Best of all, we came out of the meal and hadn't realised that the park was open until 10 p.m. that weekend, not shutting at 8 as it was on the weekdays.
Score!
Yeah, so we had an extra 2 hours. That was a priceless moment and resulted in all children dancing down Main Street. Studios. This park is looking tired. Lots of boarding up, and it was always busy with longer queues at queue times. It really needs a new Frozen Land to disperse volume of people. Queues of 20 minutes for Cars Road Trip. 20 minutes for Cars Road Trip? That's why they got the lightning lane.
Yeah.
There. That says it all. Definitely only worthy of a walk on or when you need a sit down. Lucy's having a sneezing fit.
I've shut the door on her.
The Together show is amazing and well worth seeing. It's totally immersive with fantastic effects. We all noticed the smell of Lotso every time he came onto the stage. That's cool. Did you notice that when you?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh. Managed to get on Crusher's coaster during Magic Hour, so 15-minute wait. It was
nice.
It was regularly 50 minutes or more.
Yeah.
Web Slingers is still a firm favourite and an upper body workout. Considering it was the end of Jan, there were lots of people around. We only spent half a day here. As a rule, we have 20 to 30 minutes max waiting time for rides, so we did what we wanted to and went back to the other park. Disneyland Park. You can't beat that feeling when you walk down Main Street and you're taking the music and the small details. Having only been here 6 months ago, we took time to take in the hidden extras, reading up on the background story of Phantom Manor, the way the music changes as you walk into different areas of the park, smells, posters, props. The Imagineers have worked so hard and lots of it goes unseen. There's always something new when you look. This is what is missing from the studios. We're happy to stroll around the Disneyland Park without going on the rides. That isn't the case with the studios, which is really sporadic and disconnected. There's no flow. Excuse me. We arrived home yesterday and we're already pricing up holidays. I think it was one of our best trips, and most of that was down to the pixie dust kindness of cast members who made an 18-year-old Disney fan's birthday an unforgettable experience. Tears of joy all round. You're never too old to dance on Main Street, hug a character, or sing along to the parade. As children get older and turn into adults, there will always be a child at heart here, and the experience and memories as a parent and child who will fly their nest soon are priceless. Sent from my iPad. Thank you.
That's so magical. That's such a lovely end to that trip report. I'm sorry I missed a chunk of it because I had to go outside to sneeze.
I wonder where the crackle came from.
And I've moved my phone and stuff. No, that's absolutely gorgeous, and it's lovely when those traditions kind of go and it becomes so meaningful. I'm surprised at the crowds this time of year. Was that a Christmas trip? Is that an old one?
No, that was last week, I think.
Last week?
Yeah.
Very surprised at the crowds then.
This week.
This week.
Technically.
That's the other trip report if you want to read that.
Okay, yeah.
I wasn't asking you to stop talking there, by the way, Lucy.
It's okay.
We're getting through.
I'm struggling to talk through sneezes and crackly voices anyway at the moment.
Very good. Thanks for that. So this is from Emily. December trip report. Sorry it's so late. Here's our trip report for December 2023. I'll try not to throw the C word around too much.
Christmas.
Now that we're so far into the new year. Yeah, that is Christmas, I hasten to add. I booked our trip very last minute. Literally, the second I see baubles in the shops, I get the Disney Christmas itch. We're now renovating, so I knew every penny we had would need to be saved. But after losing my wonderful nanny last Christmas, sorry about that, she left me a small sum of money, and I was terrified this would be eaten up by the home improvements, and I couldn't bear to see it spent on something like door handles, so I decided Nanny would want us all to have some fun and booked a trip. We stayed for 3 nights at DCR, which was a first. That's the Davy Crockett Ranch. In order to save for spending... Oh, I'm assuming it's Davy Crockett Ranch. Must be, mustn't it?
It is correct.
In order to save for spending, money, travel, and all other extras needed, I managed to secure some overtime, which meant our December was extremely busy as a family. Now, this is something I've had, guys, is in order to go on holiday, I need to do more work before we go to get it done. But because I've done more work, I need a holiday to get over it. But the reason I did the work was because of the holiday. Do you see what I mean?
It's like, I was going to say it's like a catch-22, but that's
Yeah.
not what it is. It's like, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like that. Extremely.
Self-fulfilling prophecy, is it that?
Yeah. Yes. Maybe. Yeah. Or a worm eating its own tail.
Teachers will be familiar with the concept of if you have to have time off and you have to give lesson plans and teaching materials to people to cover your classes. Sometimes that's more effort than just not having the time off and teaching the classes.
Yeah.
You know, it is like having to do that anticipatory preparation to be off is a nightmare.
Yeah. Or Hugh, can you explain to someone how to do this at work? And I go, it'd be quicker if I just did it.
Just let me do it, yeah.
Otherwise, we end up too. Anyway, right, back to the report. A few days before our trip, we were broken into. Oh, dear. And whilst we lost our euros, hang on, we finally found our passports. We've done this one.
Have we?
Oh, no. I don't think we've done the trip report, have we? But we know about this, don't we? But we found our passports, and we were so excited to know our trip was only 2 days away. Do you remember this?
No.
We talked about this a while ago.
Did we?
Yeah. I don't think we did the actual full report, though.
I usually delete them, so once I've done them, so I apologise.
I think it was just on the Facebook group, maybe. So, or maybe it was in the chat. Leaving the house and dogs in the helpful hands of my dad, we packed the truck in the early hours and started our 2-hour drive to Folkestone. We had a small delay as we were travelling on the 20th, which was the day of the holidays.
We did read this last week.
For lots of
Tracy
schools.
said, I remember this.
We read this last week.
Well, you know, it was nice to hear it in a different voice.
Apologies, my system isn't flawless.
I'm just double checking. What?
No, we did read it last week. We did. I remember.
It was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, can I just say,
Yeah.
I'm going to scratch off Minnesota. I've been thinking about this, and before we got the map, we actually made a really long list of places, and every week somebody else, are you going to do my thing? Somebody else gives us another place, and if we don't start doing more than one a week, we're never going to catch up, so I may as well do it. So, but also, did we not have someone listening this week from Australia? Like,
Yes.
actually from Australia?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, they don't have to live there. If they're listening from that location, we can scratch it, can't we?
Yeah, and we've had people from Australia listening in the past as well.
We have.
We know Australia's good to go.
So which shall I go? Australia or Minnesota?
Australia's a big one, though.
Australia's.
Do Minnesota then.
Do Minnesota.
But the thing is, we've got we got loads of people. We got Tennessee, Maryland, Wisconsin, Wales, Netherlands, Northern Ireland, Scotland. You know, we're gonna get it cracking.
Minnesota is up here near the Great Lakes, isn't it? Yeah, that one. That's Minnesota. Got it. And Wisconsin's right next door. But I'll save that for separate.
Yeah, save it.
Save it. Okay.
Save it.
I'm not sure why, but save it.
I'm just enjoying it.
I was going to play me elevator music, but I can't find the jingle.
I'd like to get most of mainland America off if we can. We've only got 2 scratched plus Hawaii, so 3 American states scratched, but we've definitely got about 4 or 5 others on the list, haven't we? And my
Derek says nailed it, Lucy.
yay. My
geography lessons paid off.
very close friend is emigrating tomorrow permanently to Virginia. He married a Yank as well.
I know we've paused, but just taking a look at the chat, Emily, whose trip reporter it is, says she'd mentioned it in the chat, but she maybe missed me reading it out last week. So did we not read it out? Now I've got a doubt. Do you know what, Emily? I'm going to go back through the episodes, and if we haven't read it, I'll apologise next week, and we'll go for a third pass.
Will read
How does
it.
that sound?
Yeah.
Does that sound okay?
A while back, Derek said that, I think it was Derek, he
I
said
don't
that
think we read it out.
he's been meaning to send in a trip report, mainly to see if anybody else had any problems with the hot water in Sequoia Lodge. He says he's been a couple of times and he always struggles to get the hot shower. Now, this leads me on to another moan. The only thing I don't like about Disney holidays, we as a family don't like about Disney holidays is we are bath people, and they do shocking baths. They're always shallow. They have plugs that don't plug, don't they? But I'm afraid I can't tell you how hot the shower is.
I just don't like sitting in a bath that hundreds of people have used.
And also
thousands of people.
They have them in those kind of like, so there's walls on 3 sides of the bath, don't they?
Yeah.
And then they have a curtain over, so it feels very tomb-like, but it's very shallow. It's not relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like the baths.
And you never have like enough bubble making like material, do you?
No. But the point I'm trying to make is I can't tell you whether the showers are good or not. Does anyone want to confirm or deny that Sequoia Lodge showers
Emma says
Emma
says we have had problems with hot water once in Sequoia. We had to get maintenance to come by to fix it.
Oh.
Come up to fix it. And Tracy says, this is quite a serious point actually, the curtains stick to your bum.
They do. They do. They
there's
kind
a secret for that. Basically, the water, when you run in a shower with a curtain...
Do you have to rub something on your butt?
No, it creates like a vacuum. The secret is to make sure there's a gap somewhere in it. Mm-hmm. So it's not just like completely covered. If you take a bit of it away, it doesn't flap up. It's fine.
They didn't tell Norman Bates that, did they?
I'm certain, having just flicked through this, that we have not read Emily's trip
I don't
report.
think we have.
We haven't. But we did read a trip report out the other day where people were ill a couple of days before, which is possibly what's confused
Well, let's finish it.
Shall we?
Shall we do it now?
Shall we?
It's exactly
where you
half
got to.
past.
Do you want to pick it up or?
Let's. Do you know what? Let's give it the attention it deserves and do it in full next week.
Okay.
From the start.
From the start, it'll be the first trip report we do next week, Emily. I'm incredibly sorry, Emily. I'm really, really sorry.
You can put your money on
Emily,
that.
I'm really sorry. Hang on. I'm upside down sorry. This is how sorry I am. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for stopping it. It won't happen again. I apologise.
There we go.
Right. I think we've got that across. What's happening now then, Lucy?
Well, Derek says that the maintenance told him to run the water on hot in both the shower and the sink until it heated up, while also shaming you with how much water you use with their hanging signage. Oh dear. Well, that wasn't the question you asked me, really, was it?
No,
it was what's happening now. Is we are going to do a Patreon show for our Patreon members. Remember that Patreon is £3 a month, and it can pay to keep the lights on here at 37 Disney Street.
Most of the time.
As you could probably tell, we are not professional journalists in any shape or form. We do this for fun, and we love spending time with you guys, and it does come with a few overheads. And so the Patreon membership just helps out with those a bit. But this week we are going to do 37 Quisney Street, which is our Disney quiz show.
Are we making a series of this? Is this the first episode of a 10 episodes
series
again?
We're going to try and do the 10 again, and we're going to try and do a leaderboard between these two with me as quiz mistress.
I won last time.
You won both times. We've done 2 series of this, which I'm planning on putting into podcasts. I've been planning to do this for ages, but we had another request from it this week. Somebody replied on one of our things and said, "I've run out of stuff to watch now. What the heck?" And I said, "Oh, I've got these Quisney episodes." And she said, "Yeah, but you never put the last 2 on, and I'm desperate to know what happened. So I'm going to hunt them out and find all those Quisney episodes and get them up on a podcast as well. That is in my plans."
So if you want to play along at home, you can become a Patreon member. You can join us and do these extra episodes every week. Not just live people. This is all people, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And yeah, we're going to do some quizzes.
And can I just say, for those of you joining us live on the EMT show today, we might be a little bit longer than we usually are, but get in that lobby and wait for us and we'll get things up and running. We're just, I just need to sort over and flick over from one show to another.
Scoreboards and things.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Okay. Right. Love you all. Thank you very much for being here. I've been Lucy. These have been the boys. Bye-bye.
I am the boy. Bye.
Can't believe that about that.